Yo, what's up?
My favorite class in all of Team Fortress 2, the lovable yet annoying Skun. This loud-mouthed, cocky Yankee has pretty much become a great joke for the franchise. This Boston shrimp with a bat and a gun is what made me start this whole month theme in the first place. So what animal did I find for Scout? Well, I think I found a fit. The Velociraptor is one of the better known dinosaurs, thanks to its appearance in Jurassic Park. Thankfully, because of the internet, I don't have to go over how these are velociraptors. So what would be the most appropriate start for a video on Skun? Oh, I got it. The Velociraptor first evolved sometime during the late Cretaceous period, 75 million years ago, in what is now Asia. The Velociraptor belongs to a group of dinosaurs known as theropods. This group includes dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus and Allosaurus. These dinosaurs are your stereotypical meat-eating dinosaurs, but are also said to include plant-eaters like Therizinosaurus. The specific group of theropods that the Velociraptor belongs to are the Dromaeosauridae, a group of dinosaurs that belongs to paraves. The Dromaeosaurids' more popular distant relatives are the Troodontinae and the Avilae. And Dromaeosauridae are four subfamilies. The Velociraptor belongs to Velociraptinae, in which it is the type species. Velociraptor's closest relative is apparently Itamerus. This group first appeared 151 million years ago. Velociraptor is actually a genus, and within this genus there are two species. These are Velociraptor mongoliensis and Velociraptor osmolskae. Velociraptor's evolutionary journey came to an end 71 million years ago, in the same period it first evolved in. Supposed to be connecting the Scout to the Velociraptor, so let's first describe what gave the raptor such amazing speed. When he was 8 years old, Scout wanted to join his older brothers in fights. However, he was too small and weedy to catch up. However, he was pressured to run faster and faster, and thanks to that, the Scout was able to beat his brothers to the fight and would eventually become the fastest mercenary on his team. In a similar fashion, something would pressure the Velociraptor to move even faster: evolution. Now, not much is known about the Velociraptor's anatomy because, extinction and fossils leave mostly minerals in the shape of bones and not actual bones. But what little is known about the Velociraptor can give us some insight on how fast the animal can run. It is said that the Velociraptor could run 60 kilometers per hour, so what could have possibly attributed to this speed?
Well, its hollow bones are a start. Like its distant avian relatives, the Velociraptor had hollow bones, meaning this animal would have been much lighter. This lack of weight may have helped the Velociraptor move even faster than it would if it had normal bones. This might have complemented its muscles, but again, we can't really tell. Another buff to the Velociraptor's speed would be its feathers. Yep, this little dinosaur had feathers. This dinosaur, like the birds, had little knobs on its forearms. This indicates that there were feathers on the animal's arms.
It's quite possible that this animal could have glided, which would be the raptor equivalent of a Scout double jump. That is it on raptor anatomy, now on to its behavior. Determining the behavior of an extinct animal is quite difficult. Here, let me explain raptor social behavior to show you why. Because they don't know whether this animal was solitary like a flanking scout or hung out in groups like a pack of scouts. When people watch the movie Jurassic Park, the Velociraptor was depicted to be an animal that works with other members of its species. Raptors weren't even based on Velociraptor skeletons, but instead on the fossils of its relatives. John Ostrom was the first to bring up the social groups of dromaeosaurs. He came up with this hypothesis for such social groupings based off how Tensosaurus fossils would usually have a group of Deinosuchus fossils next to them. From this, he concluded that these animals must have worked with each other in order to hunt. However, this hypothesis did not go unchallenged. Two scientists, Brian Roach and Daniel Brinkman, argued that these weren't packs. Instead, they suggested that these animals were social in the same way Komodo dragons were. This means that these animals were solitary but ate together. However, the pack hunting hypothesis would spring up again, this time from footprints. You see, the footprints of multiple raptors were found going in the same direction, and it would be found more than once. Now, these papers deal with a different dinosaur from Velociraptor, so what does this animal have to do with Velociraptor? Well, for starters, using animals to study other animals is a very common thing.
People even use living animals to study animals that are now extinct. But for all we know, other dromaeosaurids could have hunted in packs, but Velociraptor was solitary. Well, just like the Scout, it doesn't matter if you get the kill via scattergun or bat. It doesn't matter if the Velociraptor was able to take down prey using either a group or by itself. On a much easier to understand part of Velociraptor behavior, this animal is willing to both scavenge and hunt. Such a claim can be made thanks to the discovery of the bones of much larger pterosaurs inside of the fossils of the small raptor. Now the question is, how did this animal hunt? Well, one hypothesis is that this animal would use a technique known as the RPR Ripper, in which this animal flanks from an unknown spot and slashes, just like a scout who sneaks around and attacks his enemies from behind. Though there is much to learn about the Velociraptor, it still found its way to fame. Let's go over that right now. The Velociraptor was first discovered on August 11, 1923, but it wouldn't make its claim to fame until 70 years later when Jurassic Park came out. Again, these animals were nothing like the Velociraptor, even ignoring findings that would come out later like the animal having feathers. For one, like I said earlier, I'm not going into it. There are like 1,000 pages that explain why it's wrong, so I'll link them in the description. Another famous Velociraptor icon is the one that fought the Protoceratops. This might have been the dinosaur equivalent of the Scout vs. Mini Sentry. The Velociraptor and Scout are fast little flankers that excel well in their niche. Well, I can't think of much else to add to this conclusion, so, press that subscribe button and make sure you say something about the video as well, whether it be praise or criticism. Also like this video. Just press that thumb up button. Well, I'm Meta Z, and remember, haste makes waste.